Well, hello there. My name is Ruby from F&R Transport, and today we are going to go over the basics of what you need to get started in hotshotting. Now, I may be forgetting things along the way, and if you guys are watching this and there's something that I left out, please leave it in the comments for others, so when they do come in, they can go back to the comments in reference to whatever suggestions or whatever you guys did to get started in your guys' hotshot business. So I'm going to just dive right into it. So I'm going to hopefully not make this video too long, but be able to provide you guys with the basic setup to get you guys started in hotshot if this is something that you guys actually want to do. So stick around. So the first thing, the absolute most important thing about this business is you have to study the business. Get familiarized with the business. I mean, whether you take a course to teach you about hotshotting, how to start a business, how to dispatch your business, whether you want to be a broker for your fleet, you know, whether it's a semi or a hotshot truck, we do have a hotshot. My husband does drive a 40-foot hotshot CDL. He can scale at 20,000 pounds because he does have a 5500 Ram, and then our trailer it's 2 axles, 12,000 pounds, so he knows his combination weight. That is so important that whoever's going to be driving, if it's going to be a hot shot, make sure they know their combination weight, make sure they know their weight to their truck, to the trailer, and what they're able to haul after the combination weight of those two combined, because some of the weight can be carried onto the back end of the truck and the truck into the trailer. So you need to know exactly what you can haul. I've had my husband tell me so many incidents where he's come across drivers who don't know what they're carrying and that they're, you know, carrying too much for non-CDL. And there's this one gentleman, non-CDL, and he told him you can't be hauling that much weight because the combination of your truck, trailer, and your license doesn't allow for it. But they've been driving like that for a few months and haven't been stopped by a DOT officer. So, true story, after my husband kind of educated this man on his combination weight and what his registration should be titled at as far as weight goes, not even a week, maybe 2 max, he got pulled over by a DOT officer. And so he had to, you know, stop him, and he wasn't able to take off with his trailer because he was overweight for his non-CDL that he has. So he either had to have somebody come and pick up the trailer to be able to haul it with the cargo that he had on top of it. You know, of course he had a fine because he was overweight, but that's just a bad deal, you guys. I mean, if the driver doesn't know his combination weight, what he's able to haul, plus what his truck and trailer can combine weight is, you need to make sure they know what their combination weight is. I'm so thankful that my husband is very well educated in this business. I mean, we are learning as we're going along as well. We've only been in business for 3 months now. We have been down for 2 weeks because of our 3500 that had some issues that needed to be repaired, but then we jumped right back into the game. We didn't wait any time. If you guys been following us, and you guys know that I sacrificed my Chrysler and I exchanged it for a 5500, and I'm currently driving the 3500 now that it's fixed, and we have that one as a backup because we decided there's not going to be another occasion like this where our truck dies down and we don't have anything to continue running. So now we have a backup truck, so if ever our 5500 were to give us any issues, we have our 3500. I can drive it out to where my husband's at, or he can fly home, pick it up, and go, and he can keep running. You know, the fact that we have a backup truck is such a big relief for us, because now we know if that incident were to ever happen where we break down, we have a backup, and then we're on it. So make sure that you guys study the business before jumping into it. I did watch a video on a gentleman talking about the DOT officer mentioned the market is saturated with hotshot drivers who don't know the business, their compliance. They just buy a truck and trailer and drive, and they are not up to date or up to par on what the compliance is to be compliant, to be able to drive a truck and trailer with cargo. And so that's why DOT officers are pretty strict on hotshot truckers, because a lot of them just buy a truck and trailer and they just go, and they don't really know the business. And it's so unfortunate because that's money that, you know, one puts into a business, and to have to get pulled over, or to have to be put out of service, or to have a violation, that, I mean, it's just so unfortunate. So please make sure you guys are really researching the market and the business prior to getting into hotshot. So I think the biggest cost about getting started in Hotshot, of course, it's going to be your truck and your trailer. Trying to find a truck and trailer in this time is very difficult. When we bought our 3500 from North Dakota, we drove all the way to Oklahoma to pick up our truck. That just goes to show how far out we had to go to buy a truck. And we were calling truck after truck after truck before we bought the one in Oklahoma. And the moment I would call for a truck, boom, it was gone. Sold. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I just barely seen it, and you guys might have just barely posted it a day or two and it's sold already. And they're like, yeah, these trucks are flying off the lot like crazy. So if you see a truck, they told me, you jump on it. You make a move, don't wait, jump on it. And I thought, well, I can see that being the case, because every time I would call for a truck, it was gone. It was off the lot. So then we found one in Oklahoma. We drove all the way down to Oklahoma to pick this truck up, the 3500. Drove all the way back home, and it was the same thing for our trailer. We drove all the way to Kansas the next weekend to pick up this trailer. We weren't trying to go for an air ride suspension trailer at that time because they're more costly. We were still trying to budget for something a little bit more less expensive. And we purchased our trailer for $21,000. Now I actually called one of the manufacturers for the 40-foot air ride suspension trailer, and they're going now from $35,000 to $37,000. So we bought our trailer at a perfect time, because they said you can get a 40-foot trailer without the air ride suspension anywhere at $21,000 to $27,000. They're very expensive now. So you have to check the market, start researching the truck and trailer. Of course, insurance is going to be another thing. So what you want to do to get a quote on your insurance, your commercial license for your commercial business, is go to a dealership, figure out what kind of truck you're going to want, whether it's a 3500 dually, if you have a CDL. If you don't have a CDL, then of course you want something that you can drive that's going to be in combination with the trailer and have enough weight to be able to haul the cargo that you're able to haul. Max non-CDL, they're probably right around 10,000. Like I said, for us, being that we do have our 5500 truck and our 40-foot trailer, we can max scale at 20,000 pounds. So you want to figure out which truck is going to accommodate you per your license, whether it's non-CDL or CDL. And so then you go to the dealership, you find a truck that you're going to want, you get that VIN number from that truck, and then you go and find a trailer as well, whether it's a 32-foot, 36-foot, 40-foot trailer, whatever trailer you're wanting to use for your business. You get that VIN number, you call the insurance agent, and you let them know, I need a quote, this is the VIN number, and this is the trailer VIN number as well. And they're going to give you a quote pretty close to an estimate to what it should be when you're ready to start up your business. Now, if you're new and you just recently got your CDL, it's not going to show many years of you having your CDL, so that will affect the cost of the insurance. Luckily for us, my husband has had his CDL license for about over 5 years, so it doesn't show him as a brand new CDL driver. So our insurance honestly is not expensive whatsoever compared to other people where we've heard them talk about they're wanting to pay $2,500 to $3,500 monthly. Ours is $1,000 a month. Very, very reasonable. So you only need, most brokers require $100,000 in cargo insurance and $1 million in for your commercial business, which is not too expensive. When we first started, we had $2 million, and then we had $250,000 in cargo. And I just thought, I was like, that's just too much for us. But they suckered us into buying more, which still wasn't too expensive for us. But then once we added our second truck into the business, I lowered our insurance from $2 million down to $1 million, and $250,000 in cargo down to $150,000 in cargo. And at that time, it only changed $1,000 less than what we were paying before with the $2 million and $250,000 in cargo. And something wasn't sitting right with me, because we had one truck over the road, unlimited miles, and then I requested for my second truck, which would have been my 3500, to be local, only 100-mile radius from my home address. And my insurance agent was just so adamant, yes, Ruby, that's what we did. Yes, we made the changes. Yes, that's how it's reflecting. I'm like, then why am I only saving $1,000? It doesn't make any sense. And so after a while, they weren't responding back to me. So I called Progressive myself and I'm like, I need to know what is actually on my policy because something is not sounding right. They're telling me, yes, they have one truck with unlimited miles, being able to travel, throughout the US, and my second one only with minimum radius. And she's like, no, actually, both your trucks have over the road unlimited miles. And I'm like, see, I knew my insurance agent wasn't giving me the right information that I needed. And I should have dropped that insurance agent, but I didn't want to do that now or at that time, which was maybe a month ago, because then that means I would have to put another down payment to get another insurance started with a different agent. So I thought, I'm just going to write it out. I'm going to call their attention on their mistake. But anyways, when you go and you get your insurance, make sure you review your documents, make sure you have what you need, and they don't try to add more to the insurance that's not needed. They had a rental. They had a rental on my trailer, a rental policy on my trailer. And I'm like, why do we have a rental policy for my trailer? You mean to tell me something were to happen to my trailer, you guys, they're going to rent me a trailer? Because what good is it going to be to me that they would rent me a car when my trailer is out of service? Makes no sense for me to have a rental policy on my insurance policy. Remove that. And the same for both my trucks. We had a rental policy for both. Do you know how hard it is to get a rental? When my truck 3500 was in the shop, they had no rentals to provide me, none. And I'm like, take those two off my policy. I would probably do very well without them, because to provide me a rental is very impossible. Because we went through that experience that they have nothing to provide me at the time that I needed a rental. So I'm like, why am I paying for the policy to have a rental premium and there's no vehicles enough to supply somebody for a rental? So I said, take those off my policy. But make sure you review your policy well, because I thought I had really great agents, and I did call their attention and I told them, I did your guys' job. I called Progressive. I made the corrections per my request for my business that you guys failed to do, that you guys told me you were going to do and you didn't do. And you would have overcharged me $3,000 a year had I not went out of my way and called Progressive to make that changes. I would have been overpaying $3,000. May not seem like much to you, I told my agent, but $3,000 for my business is a lot of change. And so they apologized and whatnot. And so, okay, I moved on. But that's what I'm saying. Make sure you are reviewing your documents when it comes to your insurance, so you have exactly what you need. So we're providing information here, and this is just per my experience, and I hope my experience can help you along the way if you're wanting to start your hotshot business. Once you have all that figured out and you've studied the business and you feel confident in starting a hotshot business, and whether your husband's going to drive and the wife is going to dispatch and do all the behind the office paperwork and whatnot, there is a dispatching. There's plenty of dispatching courses out there that you can take. I did take one myself. I'm currently in a dispatching course, because if there's questions along the way that I have, I can text my teacher, and he's so quick to respond to me, and he gives me the feedback and the information that I need per the scenario that I'm going through. Once you have all that figured out, then of course you're going to want to open up your license with the state, and we have our certificate of organization with the state of North Dakota. We paid, I think, maybe $135 to get our business registered and licensed with the state of North Dakota. So once the state approves your business license, you're going to fill out the application online. It's very simple to do. You pay your fees online. Once they approve that, then you are then okay to go to the IRS website and apply for EIN number, which is your employer identification number for the business. It's like your social security number for the business. Okay, so once that is approved, then you can decide if you're a CDL and you're going to need an IFTA, your MC number, your DOT number. Look, there's plenty of information on the FMCSA website per your state. Call your local your local DOT office, and our state where we reside at, the ladies there and the gentleman there in the office are so helpful, and they're so welcome to want to help you and provide you with the information that you need so you don't fail, so you don't have a violation, so you are compliant, because that is their job. And so my state of North Dakota, they are phenomenal to work with. And a lot of these ladies, I know them on a first name basis. And some of them know me because I have questions, and I utilize my resources. If I don't know something, I'm going to figure it out. There's plenty of resources out there for us to be able to utilize. Get in there, dip into your resources, and figure out the answers to your questions. So yeah, once you guys have your certificate of organization with your company, pick out a company name. That's where you're going to file that, your business name. You're going to get your EIN number, and then you're going to start making the movements towards getting your DOT number. Once you get your DOT number, they're going to tell you whether or not you need a MC number, and then your MC, you're going to know whether you need your IFTA, your fuel tax, and you're going to apply for all of that. It's a lot of paperwork, but hopefully the state that you reside in is very friendly and helpful in wanting to help you along the process. If not, leave me a comment and I'll definitely be able to help you guys out. Every state is different. All the requirements per state are different. North Dakota, they're so easy to work with, and the requirements for our state is not too complicated, and everything has been so easy to fill out and apply for online. Okay. So with all that being said, my driver, which is my spouse, has a portfolio in his truck with all the documents that he needs, and he may have more documents that he doesn't need. If he were to ever get pulled over by the DOT officer, he has a black portfolio, not like this. His is zippered, so it's very well organized, and I have it organized for him. This is just mine, and I have mine in a binder, so if ever I need to reference back to any information, I can just open up my binder and go straight to it. So his pretty much mimics how I have mine. So if he were to ever have questions, I know exactly, if he's like, oh, I'm on my annual inspection report, I know exactly where he's at because his portfolio mimics mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just share with you guys what we have in our portfolio. Like I said, he has more documents than what's not needed, because there's a lot of stuff in his portfolio that he doesn't need, but I just have it in there in the case, in the event that he does need something. He has it handy and at the tip of his fingers. Okay, so on his portfolio, he has his North Dakota IRP temporary registration, since we just registered the truck that he's in. I've already paid my fees for my IFTA and IRP account, and so we're just waiting for the decals to come in. So this is just what he has currently. He has his registration for the truck, and it tells him, because he is a CDL driver, remember, you need to know whether you are CDL or non-CDL. In this case, we are talking about a CDL driver. So it has all the states, the max weight that he's able to haul throughout all the states. We have only 43,000. That's just the max weight that we have, and it has, our account number for the IRP. And so this is something that the DOT officer is going to want to see. He has his IFTA tax agreement license as well. So this is something else that the officer would want to see, is his, if he has a fuel agreement, a fuel tax agreement, he's going to want to see that and make sure he has that with him. He has his annual inspection for his truck. Okay, you have to have that, and then you'll put the decal on the side of your truck as well. He has proof of insurance for the truck and the trailer, and then he has a certificate of liability for the insurance as well. Like I said, he has more documents than he probably is not going to need, but I have him pretty much just to be on the safe side, I have him pretty much well prepared. He has his inspection for his trailer. So you need to have an annual inspection for your trailer as well, and have that sticker decal on your trailer as well. I have, his MC letter stating that he's active. He doesn't need that. Officer is not going to ask for that. For CDL, he does have his medical examiner certificate. Whoa. He does have his certificate, his medical certificate. DOT officer is going to want to see that. And then you can just pretty much call your local clinic and then see where they do your DOT medical exam. And then he's got that done. We have his UCR registration. DOT officer does not ask for this, but this is just something that he has in his truck if he needs proof for whatever reason. He has his BOC3 document, and I'm just giving you guys the names of the documents that he does have. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't need. So we have that. We have our processing agent on file. This is just showing because most DOT officers want to see the lease agreement between you and the person that you are running business with. Me and my husband are both owners, members of the organization. So I did include our business limited liability company. This is an article of organization into his portfolio. And because it has him listed on this organization certificate as a organizer of the business. So that's just a proof for the officer to see that he is owner of this business. So there's no doubt or questions as far as is he leasing on with somebody, because then he's going to need a contract and an agreement. This just shows that he is the owner of the business that he is running. Once again, this is the certificate of organization for the state of North Dakota. I have that in there for him as well. I do have our EIN letter from the IRS, which he does not need that in there. And I tell him, you do not need that. That is just for your personal reference. No DOT officer needs to see that. I do have our workman's comp letter in there stating that we are exempt from having workman's comp because we are owners of our business. We are exempt to have workman's comp for our business. The moment that we have an employee, whether it's seasonal or full-time or part-time, we do have to take out workman's comp insurance for that individual. Let's see, this one is our vehicle registration card. This one is for our trailer. So like I said, there's quite a few documents in here that he doesn't need. And I have another thing. Oh, I have our W-9. If ever in the event, he comes across a shipper and they want him to send out a document, haul out a cargo, he has that in there so he can actually get himself set up with them by providing them with his W-9, who our factoring company is, whatever documents they need to get him signed up. If ever in the event that I can't do it, he has that information so he can definitely get that filed and keep himself moving. I just came across one that I wanted to touch bases with you guys on. So what we do to get paid, we have a factoring company, and I can leave that in the video as well below to let you guys know who we go through. We go through Seven Oaks Factoring Company. So we get paid. I submit all the invoices. Once my husband is done with the load, he submits me the BOL. He'll send it to me. He'll scan it. And then on our iPad, so he has an iPad. This is just how we have it set up. He has an iPad. I have my iPad with the same account. I log in. Whatever he scans from his iPad, I receive it on my end. That is the easiest way to make it simpler for my spouse. Is he just takes it as takes a picture of it on the Adobe scan, and then I receive it on my end. So he doesn't have to take a picture, submit it, attach it, email it. It's all there. So once he sends me the BOL, after delivering that load, he'll send me a copy. I send the broker a copy of that BOL, and then that same day, I send out the invoice to our factoring company, and the factoring company bills out the broker, and then they wait the 30 to 45 days to get paid from the broker. And so what they do is they pay me next day. As long as I submit my invoice before noon or 1 p.m. that day, then I get paid the next day, first thing in the morning, for my factoring company. They only charge me 2%. They pay me out 90%. They keep 10% until they get paid from the broker. And once they get paid, they submit the other 8% to me, and then they keep their 2%. Pretty much that's how we do it. Our plans are down the road, once we have enough revenue and capital in our savings, we are going to eliminate the factoring company from certain loads, that we can wait on, because now we have sufficient funds in our account that we don't have to factor each load, and then we'll just bill out ourselves, eliminating the factoring company when we get comfortable enough to do so. So if you guys want information on the factoring company, let me know. I can give you guys information and the phone number, the contact information to my factoring company as well. I know this is a lot of information and I speak pretty fast, so I apologize if I do so. But I know a lot of people are asking how to get started. And this is random. This is not scripted. I did not come with notes figuring out what I'm going to tell you guys, point by point. I'm just trying to recall how I went about opening up the business, because I'm the one that did it. I did all the paperwork. I opened up the business. I submitted our first IFTA tax return for the second quarter. So it was for April, May, and June, and I needed to have filed my IFTA taxes by the end of July. Very simple. I can show you guys on another video how I submitted my IFTA tax return online. And I was really stressing on that one because I thought, shoots, what if I don't know how? What if I make a mistake? But we make mistakes and we learn from them. Hopefully we can learn from them and we grow from them and we apply those mistakes forward so we don't repeat those same mistakes. But that's going to pretty much do it for now. If there's something else that I need to pinpoint on when starting this business, I can do that in another video. I just can't stress this enough. If you guys are going to start in Hotshot, please make sure you guys do your research. Don't go out there thinking you have a truck and a trailer, you can start this business. Educate your guys' self, because money goes into this business. And I'll tell you guys what, when we first started, this is our second time starting our Hotshot business. When we first started it this first time in 2019, we did it only intrastate. So intrastate is only in the state that you reside in, and interstate is you're going to be crossing state lines. So we did it only intrastate, and we did it only locally to in the field, oil field, because where we live at, there's a lot of oil production. So we did it only in the oil field, and it was completely different. It was very stressful because it wasn't like you can go to a load board and find these load. We had to go door to door trying to find customers to build up our business, to give us work so we can haul, whether it's oil pipes for these companies, these oil rigs. And it was very hard. It was so stressful. I didn't know much about the business. I try to learn as much as I can as I was working a full-time job. And then of course, COVID hit, and like a lot of people, we had to shut down our business. It was so stressful for us. I can't even express how stressful it was for us. And I'll be completely transparent. For me, I took a hit because it was a lot of our savings that went into this business to establish this business. As well for my husband, he had a very hard time. He's very prideful, as I am as well. And so we had to shut down our business. We didn't close down our DOT or MC number permanently. We just shut it down. So we are still using the same MC and the DOT number that we did for our business in 2019. We just made some modifications. I submitted the change and just changed the name. And then changed the type of business that we were conducting now versus then. But when we had to shut down that business, it was a huge loss for us. There was thousands of dollars that we invested into this business, and we had to close it down. I mean, it was to the point where I was having these horrible anxiety attacks, and I thought I was having a heart attack, and it was just all stress related. And so I remember there were several times that I had to be rushed to the ER because I thought I was having a heart attack, but it was just stress. I had to be on a heart monitor for a month. I had to have a heart ultrasound done, EKGs done on me. I needed to see a cardiologist, and I thank the Lord that everything, gracias a Dios, everything came back fine. My heart ultrasound came back good. There was nothing on my heart monitor that I had to wear a heart monitor for a month, all day, every day. When I had to shower, my heart monitor needed to be on. They wanted to see the activity that was going on because I was waking up with these horrible anxiety attacks. And so it was stress related. I was under so much stress, and I would hate for anybody else to have to go through that. It is not fun. So that's why I say educate yourselves on this business, learn the business. When we did it the second time around, I felt better about it. I researched it. When my husband first presented this to me that he wanted to do this, I was like, no, Absolutely not. No, I will not support you in this. And he knows he needs me to be able to do this business. He is not a one man team. He needs me in his corner to be able to do this. And so I researched on my own. I didn't tell him that I was researching the business, and I started seeing, oh, there is money out there. There is a lot of good money out there. Then I thought, okay, we can consider it, but I need to take a dispatching course because I'm not going to go in there blindsided, not knowing a damn thing about this business, and I'm going to set us up for failure. I'm not going to do that. And so I was like, well, we need to have the capital, because you need to have capital to start this business. If you're going to do this full time, you need to make sure your bills are covered for a certain amount of time, you know? And so he got the money. I started learning and taking this course on this dispatching. And so we went for it. It took him some time to convince me to do this, but I am very supportive of my husband. I have a lot of faith in him. I know his capabilities. I know how smart he is and how determined he is. And I had a lot of faith in my husband on this business. Do we work well together, husband and wife? We're both alphas. And so, as you may know, we collide quite a bit. I can be a beta, and so can he when the time calls for it. But when it comes to this business, I am very much an alpha female, as he is an alpha male. So we clash at times. But I love him and I support him and I am here for him. And this business that we are doing together as a family, we are supportive of one another. And so, like I say, it's not easy working with your spouse, let me tell you, and it's hard. And I did not want to do this because I didn't want my husband far away from us for a lengthy time. That's not how I pictured our marriage, but we're making a sacrifice for our family, for our business, for our future. So I am very much supporting him in this business. And it's not easy at times, but we have done so well for ourselves so far. And I just keep praying to God that we continue to do well and grow and learn together and communicate together as husband and wife so we can be successful. So our kids have something to hold on to as they get older. If they decide that they want to drive, or if one decides that he wants to dispatch and run the office business, they can do it, and they have something when they become of age to be able to have something to work towards and to have an actual job that, hey, I mean, you know, to work for your family's business, who wouldn't want to? Most kids probably wouldn't, but I mean, that's just an option for my kids. So, well, I think I've made this video long enough. I'm going to go ahead and log off for now. Please leave any questions or comments that you guys do have in the comments below, and I will be sure to help you guys out and answer all questions that come through. And just let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope this was very helpful for you guys. This is just some of our personal experience. And like I said, I would hate for you guys to get into this business and not know this business, and then you guys fail within a few months, because we did that. I know what it's like. We went through it, and I went through so much to get myself back up, you know, after we fell down from our first business. But here we are, and we're doing very well for ourselves. And just last week, my husband's like, I want to hit a goal of 10,000 a week. And I'm just like, have you seen the fucking rates out there? Because 10,000 a week is probably not going to happen. But last week, we actually hit a goal of 11,000 in 1 week. And I told my husband, if you want to hit your goal, I need you to hustle. The moment you are ready to be on the clock to start driving, you better be on that road driving. Do your pre-trip and get your little butt in that truck, and you better start driving, because if you want to hit this goal, we're gonna do it, but I need you to hustle. This week you're gonna hustle, you're gonna bust your ass, but you better hustle, because I'm gonna get us at 11,000 this week. And I did. We hustled. I closed these deals, and we made 11,000 in 1 week, you guys. 1 week. It is doable. It is. He had to hustle, and my son was riding along with him. They hustled. They got it done. They went from point A to point B with delays and delays and delays on the road, but we got it done. We got it done, you guys. So it is definitely achievable. It is doable. If you guys are in a team with husband and wife and you guys want to do this, more power to you guys. I am here to support you guys. And if you guys are out there to hustle and chase that money as we are, I am rooting you guys on as well. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm I'm going to hop out of here already. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you turn on that notification so anytime a video is uploaded, you guys are notified and you guys are not missing out. Well, this is it for now. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.